Hello, lovely people. This is Lordstone on LTV, the Reflection Show. This segment is designed to help us think about very important issues of life, which oftentimes we do not really pay attention to, but these are the very issues that underpin our development and growth as individuals and as a country. And I believe the time has come for us to consciously um, be in charge of the issues that will help us achieve the heights of growth and development we desire as a people. I want to talk briefly on the science of effective learning. The science of effective learning. Recently, the government gave the go-ahead for schools to resume, and they came out with certain guidelines to govern conduct and terms of operation for schools. And one of the most important aspects of those directives that has to do with the timing of engaging students. The timing. Primary was given up to 12 to close, JHS to close. But unfortunately, most schools are going against these directives. And in trying to find out why such has become the norm, the issues they give, I believe, doesn't hold water. That the fact that these children are paying feeding fee, therefore if they close at 2 and 12, especially at 12, what happens to the feeding fee? Parents may think it is not worth it. The issue of, parents are at work, who handles their children at home? I believe this is also a non-starter because whilst we're in that lockdown, parents, some were going to work, but yet their children were safe. And there is the other argument of the fact that the children are lacking behind, so they need more time to be engaged to remedy the delays in their learning abilities. And interestingly enough, as a learning strategist and an author and trainer of schools, children, and parents in the area of learning and parenting, these issues does not hold water. Why am I saying that? There is a science of effective learning, and we have to come to a point to marry the synergy between learning, teaching, and education. And the truth is, education is the most powerful tool that gives us the opportunity to dispense learning and teaching effectively. So if we are happy about the fact that our children have been given the opportunity to go back to school, then we must not revert back to the old root system of teaching and learning. The new curriculum is based on a child learner-centered approach, and it's so beautiful that we've adopted or shifted to this system. But unfortunately, our institutions are still holding on to the old approach of teaching and learning, which I believe is the reason they are giving for the extension of time. Now, one of the signs of effective learning has to do with teaching and learning within the effective attention span of the child. Children have short attention span, and at every given point in time when engagement goes beyond their effective attention span limits, whatever is dispensed is wasted. Even as adults, we have our own limits of attention span, and you can agree with me that even in the lecture hall, if your attention span is exhausted, you struggle to just sit for the time to elapse for your closing, then you take your bag and go. How much more these children? The science of effective learning must be applied by guiding our teachers to know the effective attention span of our children. Engaging them beyond limits is only a waste of time for the child and also for the teacher. But with this new curriculum, we could realize that we can engage them effectively within their scope of attention, where we use alternative means of engaging them, and still they are able to understand and learn those particular things we need to let them learn and understand. You see, I think as a country we've been in a rush, but yet don't know where we are going. Education is not a rush. Teaching a child must not be in a rush, because it's the same content but in levels that we teach. So why do we rush in teaching a child at a level where the child does not get that concept, and yet we promote that child to another level? For what? So it is important that we operate within the time frame given, so that we can effectively engage our children within the scope of their effective attention span. When it goes beyond that, their mind start thinking about other things, because the only medium of instruction in the school system and at any engagement is the mind. So if the mind is not focused and is being distracted, or is tired and thinking about other things, whatever interaction going on will not be assimilated, and therefore will affect how the brain is able to process the information. So please, it doesn't hold water to say that engaging these children longer hours will make them mitigate the gap wasted during the COVID-19 lockdown. Please, that is a non-starter. Rather, we should identify their effective learning time span, tailor teaching and learning for quality to be achieved, not quantity. Quality engagement should be the hallmark of the new curriculum. Quality engagement and not quantity. And that brings to mind identifying the attention span of the child. Engage quality. The mind is ready to absorb whatever is being taught. The brain process, practice takes place, and the child can understand at every given point in time what has been taught, and not the extended time we think is good for them. But at the end of the day, they are these same children who do not understand what we teach them, and we point back at them that they are not intelligent. That is an anomaly. The second signs of effective learning has to do with the fact that learning takes place, real learning takes place, when the child gets the opportunity to take his book and do personal reading and learning. Compared to the previous, where we engage the children throughout the whole day and they don't have time for personal learning. One teacher comes, the other comes, they go home tired, stressed, they return the next day without opening their book, and then we are bombarding these children with a lot of information, but learning was not taking place. Now, if we really want to help our children, then we must close in time, help them develop the habit of personal learning, so that those with short attention span or low memory activity rate can engage in personal learning at their own space or pace, in order to read, understand for themselves, and carry out the practical aspect of it within their space where there is no pressure, and then understanding can be achieved maximally. As we have it now, if we want to revert to the old approach where we close late and then these children don't have time to learn, then we are worrying our children. This accounts for the mass failure rate in our national examination, because compared to how much time we engage these children, and the output of the result is nothing to write home about. So the science of effective learning says that we must give room for children to learn on their own. Personal learning habits must be inculcated into our children, and beginning with this new syllabus or curriculum. Then the other one has to do with the fact that the third science of effective learning has to do with the fact that the child must be healthy both in mind, in body, and stature. Why am I saying this? When we engage a child beyond the time frame where there is no food in their stomach, then we are worrying them. Much of the work we will do will go down the drain, because learning itself is a mental activity that consumes a lot of energy. So within this time that has been given, our children can engage in healthy eating habits that will give them the energy store to be able to have a calm disposition, to be able to learn, appreciate and enjoy the process of learning, and really become effective at expanding their attention span over time. But when we revert to the old system where we engage the child extra hours and the child has no food in the tummy, please, we are worrying these same children. And later we point at them that they are not intelligent. That is not true. So I'll summarize my presentation that we have to get to the point of applying science in our educational system, where learning must not be taken for granted, teaching must not be taken for granted, but it has to be learner based on the attention span of the child, which produces quality output and not quantity output. And then 2, there is the need to ensure that these children are given the room to engage in personal learning habits, personal learning skills. They need to take their notes, their textbooks, and read on their own to understand what has been taught in the classroom. They need any further clarification, they consult or find out from their friends. They get understanding and practice over time. They become masters of what we teach them. Then 3rd, there must be food, healthy children who are full in the classroom. Their mind is stable, their disposition is level, and then we can help them learn effectively, and through that even extend their attention span gradually over time. And I believe these will help us develop very healthy children who are ready to fit into the global economy. Thank you for watching. If you like this message, like this video, subscribe to the LTV YouTube channel, and share. And I believe as many hear this message, we will make the right corrections, and at the end of the day, it is the benefits of the individual to the nation and to the God who has given us life to dispense on this earth. Thank you for watching. My name is Lordstone. I'm an author and a learning strategist, a life coach, and an apostle of the gospel. God bless you for watching. You want any clarification and further engagements for training, or access to any of my books, my number is 0242548430. Again, 0242548430. I run the Lordstone, the Lordstone Life Coaching Consult. I have many institutions. So this one is the Lordstone Life Coaching Consult, which does the training and coaching to unearth that great potential God has wired in us to become fruitful and productive citizens. God bless you for watching. Bye.